All right, well, let's see if we are started. All right, we'll just give this a little check, watch our little commercial, and just make sure that we're...
It's 6 a.m. 40
What
million
is going
Americans
on?
are waking
Check.
up to a
Watch our
Gillette shave.
commercial.
And at our factory in Boston,
just make sure
1,200
that
workers are
I know
starting
what's
their
going
day,
on there. You
building
get to
on
see
over
the
100
commercial.
years of innovation.
Let's
And
mute
this morning,
this.
we're proudly making...
Sorry about that. Oh, come on, come on. The best a man can get. It's a great ad. Okay. I think we're cooking. So we're going to go sans camera, only because, well, a couple reasons. The sun's going down, so there's ridiculous glare and little things like that. So let's move this over to here, and, well, it doesn't look like we have a lot of people. Huh. Why is that still coming through? Technical problems, huh? Well, hopefully it's not bad, but I still hear it coming through. So what we're going to build today is I'm making a Pick 5 or a Pick 9 not Final Fantasy, fantasy football web app. It's based on a spreadsheet, so we're going to be getting most of our business logic and things like that off of a spreadsheet and just applying it. So it's just basically going to be a React front end that wraps some sort of database that has all the rules and all the things that they need for that. So we're going to start off with, I guess, just building it out. So let's open up a terminal here and we'll make this a little more readable. We'll go large. Let's see here. Okay. Hopefully that muted that. All right. So we'll jump into code and we'll go live code. And let's see what we got in here. All right, this is all that other stuff. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know where that is coming from. Sorry. Oh, maybe it's on 7. It is on 7. Goodness gracious. Ha! Found it. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, hey, welcome, Dev Marshall 2014. So I guess let's just build this. So let's make a directory, and for now we'll call it Pick9. It's supposed to be a Pick-n. They don't want to just pick 9. They want to be able to pick more than whatever, depending on who's playing in that week or the members of the league. So let's just jump into Pick9 here, and we will tmux this just so we have our little bit going on. And again, sorry I'm sans camera today, but there's all kinds of reasons for that. All right, so first thing we need to do to get this whole front end set up, let me just jump over here, is like I said, we're going to be doing it as a front end app or a front end React app. So we'll start by getting our front end stuff set up. So we got our folder created. Now all we want to do is, I have this simple little lib that I use for doing front end stuff. It's got webpack and all the stuff that you need for there. I went ahead and posted that in the chat. So we're just going to clone this down and let's do one of these, and we're going to put it in a folder called front end. So that should clone that down, and everything should be pretty darn good. So now we'll jump into front end, and we'll do the same thing here, front end. First thing we want to do is get rid of our .git folder. We're going to put the git folder up at the top. So we'll rf and get rid of .git. All right, so now we're not in a git bit anymore. We have that, and now we want to update our package.json here before we do all of our updates. So here we will delete this and call this Pick9 front end. Okay, let's set this to, oops, and we will replace 0 there, replace 0 there. All right. I don't care about the repository yet. We'll keep the license the same. These scripts should be pretty good. We got our dev deps. We got all of that. So that's it. We got our package.json updated here. So now we need to basically install our base deps. So we will do that with a yarn install. And let's do a pure lock file. So that way it doesn't update any of the, we'll just work with what we have, work with our mother gave us. I don't like this font, it's too big. Let's go to medium. Medium's all right. Can you see that just fine if anyone's in the room? Is there anyone in here? Oh yeah, you're still here, Dev Marshall. Are you able to see the screen? Is the font all right for whatever device you're viewing? Yay, nay, nope. All right, well, I'll leave it until someone complains or says something otherwise. Okay, so now we have all of our stuff up there working. Let's just make sure that it works as is. So we will just yarn start this, and that should get us a server started on 1337. Ooh, what's that? A deprecation warning. Oh, I should probably check my build. Alright, so we should be listening, and we have the proxy there, and it's proxying to 1337. So if we jump here, we can go localhost 1337, and it should say hello evil, or simply evil. So there we go, we got that working. That wasn't so bad. Now we need to, since we're going to be using React and all that, this is set up to use just generic stuff, just your basic ES6. It's not tied to any React thing. So we need to install our dev apps or our dev stuff. So let's do yarn add, and we'll do to dev, we want to bring in the Babel preset React. I think that's right. Alright, let's give this a little look-see-poo here. And this will just get us our JSX and all the other stuff. It is Babel preset React. Alright, so we have that, and we need to get the linter in here. So since we're going to be using JSX, we need to bring in the ESLint plugin, and I believe that is also React. Alright, let's see if we have these. So we'll get these installed. This way, I mean, we're going to be using JSX, so we need to, of course, use the linter and get the other stuff in there. So let's see what we need to add for that. This, I think, is pretty easy. So ESLint React. Oh, good. I have already looked at this. So we'll bring this in. We already have that, so we need to add this. Okay, so first let's get our webpack stuff in there. We need to use the plugin, so we will do for our rules here, we need to bring in see here. Okay, so we have a preset there. Okay, so we want to just bring in React here, and this will get us React. And that should be all we need to do here. Now we need to jump into our ESLint file. And what do we need to do here? I think we need to add plugins for sure. So here we will do plugins. Plugins. Nope. And with those plugins, I believe that's an array. Let's look. Yep. And we just need to add React. Okay, so that should get us that. What else do we need? ECMA features. We need to do parser options. And here we'll do ECMA features. And what is the other bit here? ECMA features JSX true? Yep, JSX true. Okay, so that should be that. And we want to do the recommended, so we'll just go with their recommended stuff for now, and then we can adjust it as we see fit. So where's the extends? All right, this needs to become an array of goodness, so we will df to here, paste that, move that over, and we need to do, what is it, plugin, is it plugin? Plugin React recommended. Okay, so now this should get us all the recommended stuff. And what else do we need? I think that's it. So that is all we need. All right. And now that we've lost everybody, let us... Okay. So this is good times. Now we have a linter, we have all of that stuff. Our linter should now be set up and let us work with JSX. So now that we have that, we need to update our config, got all that. And now I guess it's time to bring in React. So this is pretty easy. Now we just do yarn add and we'll bring in React and React DOM, I believe. And that should add it to our little bits and bobs there. All right. And then we'll jump over here, got that added. Okay, so first things first, we need to set this up to actually launch. So let us do a yarn start here just to get it going, and that way we can test everything as it's going on. We'll jump to 2, make sure we're still good here. Let's do one of these and one of those to move it over. And there we go, Bob's your uncle. Alright, so, alright, we have a couple things we can do here. Time to take a sip of coffee. So here is where our index file is. This was bringing it up for us. Let's see here. ESLint configuration error. So something is wrong with our ESLint configuration. Don't know what it is, so let's give it what I like to call a looky-loo. Alright, so we have extends, which does that. That should be good. Extends is an array. We got our environment just fine. We have JSX true under features, and that's spelled... Oh, there's the problem right there. Alright. So now that should clear up, and good. Now we are linting. Keep on linting in the free world. Alright, so we don't need any of that stuff because that was just set up to launch the app. Why is that not responding? That's really weird. Huh. I wonder why that lost its connection. Let's see if this is working. Alright, it's working. Alright, good. Okay. So what we really need to do is set up a start function. So let's do that. We'll create a function called start, and this is a thing that's going to actually set us up. We need this to be a lib, so let's module.exports. So we need a way for our backend app to send us information. Notice here I'm doing a module.exports and then doing start, even though we're doing the import here. And that's because on the front end, I don't want to pull from default. I just want to pull straight up from start. I don't want to know about a default object and all that Babel throws in there. So since this is our entry point, I typically just module.export, and then we get the normal CommonJS stuff going on, if that makes sense. Wow, is anyone even here? I mean, I'm recording this, so future people might be able to see it. Let's see if there's people watching. This will dictate how much I talk. Nope, there is no one watching. That makes me super sad. But that's okay. I don't mind. I mind a little, but that's alright. Okay, so now that we've started that, we have our start, and we need to throw this into our pug file. And actually, before we do that, we need to change this in our webpack config. So we have library here, and library, we're going to change this to Pick9. And actually, let's just call it Pick9 like that. So we'll have a library called Pick9 for now, and that will be that. So what's going to happen is when this goes to build, since this is our entry file, it's going to give back that Pick9 object, and it's going to have a start function on it. And again, this start function is going to take some sort of environment here. So we'll just bring in our env. And let's see here, we'll import React, and we will import that from React. And we also want to get React DOM, and we'll pull that from React DOM. Right, so in here we will have React DOM is equal to, and what should that be equal to, or React DOM.render. And we're going to render, who knows, an H1, and we'll say H1, close that bad boy out, and let's go ahead and do a const, and we'll strip off, what should we strip off? We're going to take message and element. So we'll take the element off. The element will be passed in whenever we start this off, and that will get passed into there. Or it'll get passed in through our Jade file, basically. And then here we want to do our EL is going to be what we hook up, and then here we'll put our message, and just to make it so it renders a little something something, we'll do message is equal to Bobby Joe. Just, or no, we'll say, hey sports ball. And there we go. So that way, if nothing gets passed in, it'll get defaulted to Hey Sports Ball. But right now, nothing is calling start because we haven't done anything with that. So let's go ahead and correct that horrible error. So what we want to do here in this pug file is we will add a new script-poo, and we'll just put a dot here. And let's make a iffy, so we'll do function, and here we'll do root, and do one of these, and inside of here, what should we do? We are going to do root dot, what is it, Pick9 dot start, and we need to have some sort of element, so we'll do var el is equal to, and we'll do document dot get element by ID, and that will be app. since we have our app ID here. So now this will give us our EL, and we can do EL and EL. And right now we won't do a message, we'll just see what we get. But this is an iffy, so we need to call it, and we'll call it with window as the root. So this should work for us. Bada boom, bada bing, maybe? Who knows? Nope, cannot read property start of undefined. Pick9. I thought that we actually output that, but maybe I put it a little silly. So library is Pick9. So that should have worked. Why did that not work? Huh. Alright, so what if... That's weird. I wonder what I'm doing wrong there. That should have gotten brought in, but let's see what's going on. That's really, really odd. It's enough to make me cry. Alright, cannot read property start, so let's look at... See, there is no Pick9 here. Hey, how are you doing, Tom and Jerry? So, we have this app.js. Don't know why that is doing that. Let's look at our sources, see if we're bringing in our app.js. So looks like that's making it in. Let's do something in here. Maybe something silly is going on. I don't think there's an error or anything. Well, goodness gracious. So we have this start, we have that. This brings that in. We pull these two things off of that. Well, that would never module... Oh, you know what it is? People like to, or should do exports and not export. Typos are hard, man. Okay, so when this loads, we should get everything back. Cannot read property start of undefined. That didn't work either. So, wow, that's really interesting why that's happening. Let's see what's going on here. Source map, more. Okay, show. So this is all of the React code. Why is that not coming in? That's the thing that makes me a little sad. So Pick9 is not getting added. Okay, so evil app is still there. And I don't know why evil app is still there. Oh, I know why it's not there, because we changed the webpack file. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so now this is being served with the little webpacks. It should be cooking right now. If you see what the rock's cooking, we jump to here, and if we swap-a-rooney this, we'll see we get back our stuff. Maybe we have another error, but hey, look at that. There's all kinds of errors. So let's give this another refresh, and we got hey sports ball. So good. We got that working. Now what we really need to do is bring in, let's send a message, see if we can send the message, make sure we have that hooked up. So here we'll do var message is equal to from the index. Okay, and then we want to pass message in. One of the things you might be noticing is I'm not using ES6 or whatever we're supposed to call it here, and that's because I don't know what browser this is going to be rendered in, so I like to just keep it the whole ES5 so we don't have to worry about bits like that. Whereas the other stuff through webpacks being compiled, so it's going to get put down to ES5. But I'm just keeping this, that's why I'm using the bars and things like that. You never know what context this is going to run in, so might as well keep it safe and do all that. So cool, we got from index coming in, so that seems to be working. And now that we have that, and it's all verified working, let's go ahead and start building the app out. And we're not going to do too much here. We'll probably start working on the back end right after this. So with the front end, we're just going to make sure React's working. We're going to get some components set up, and then we'll move over to working on the back end. And we're going to just do that in a simple Docker container. It's just going to be a real simple Node app. We'll probably move to this library called Paperplane. It's one a colleague of mine uses or created. So we'll probably be using that thing. But for now, let's just get this going. So in our JS file, or our JS directory or folder, we'll just go ahead and add a file called app.js, and this will hold our app component. I don't like using the whole JSX thing. Some people do. I don't. It's kind of not my thing. So we're going to import React, and we'll bring that in from React, of course, and we'll do the same thing. We don't need React DOM. All we really need is React for this. So this is just going to be const app, and we'll just make this really simple. We'll go with our whole message thing. So we'll have a message, and we will take that and just put out what we were doing there, basically, in H1 that has message, and we'll close that H1, and everybody will be happy. And now we need to, what's going on there? Oh, is equal to that. And what's up with message? Ooh, prop types. We need to add prop types to this. So let's add some prop types. So we will npm add, or no, sorry, old habits, hard to break. Prop types, and we'll bring that in. So while that's coming in and cooking, let's just do a module.exports, and we are going, oh, don't need to do that. We'll do export default is what we'll do. And we will default that to app. So now the next thing we need to do, oh, hey, Noise11, you still in here? Let's see. Yay! How's it going? Got people coming in and out. It's hard to get back in the swing of things. Noise11, why do I know that name? Oh, I know why I know that name. Okay. So here we have our message. We'll do that. And now, oh, even Noise11 left. Okay. What do I want to do? I want to take app, and then we will do prop types is equal, and I think this is lowercase. So we'll do this, and we need to bring prop types in, so this will be prop types. And we will bring that in from prop types. And we do prop types is equal to message. And that, of course, is going to be prop types dot string, and we will do is required, I believe. Okay, so now we should have the prop types. We got our linter is now working. That should do her. So now all we need to do, we don't need React in here. We do actually. So here we'll import app. And we'll bring that in from app. Okay, so now we have app in here. So instead of doing this, df this, and then do it again, we're just going to bring in app. And we will bring in message and make that message. All right, so now we have that, and Bob's your uncle. So there we go. Now we should be able to render this, and it still should look the same, I guess. Who knows? So it looks like we got a good build, and it looks like it is from index. So good. I mean, that's it. Now we have this set up. Let's see if we have anyone else watching. If we have at least one person watching other than myself, then I'm going to go on and do the back end. If I don't have anyone watching, I will come on at a later time. And I have no one watching. So I am going to come in at a later time, I guess. Oh no, I got one person. I guess that's enough. Alright. Oh man, hard to get back in the swing of things here. Alright, so let's pretty this up a little bit. Get it ready for prime time. And then we'll move on to the back end. Or at least get the back end started, get it cooking. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for the front end. So now we'll go through and we'll finalize this. So, bop. And let's do one of these. So we'll go up a level. And let's get init this. And now we do that. And we'll do get add, intent to add. And we'll bring that in. And we just want to make sure that it's respecting the get ignore from the front end file, and it doesn't look like we have any of our node bits or anything like that in there. So that is super duper good news for us. It looks like it is respecting that. All right, so I mean, we are on master, and we're just going to commit directly to master. Don't tell anyone. This is the first to commit, so it doesn't really matter. So we will do get add, and let's just add all of it, GST, and we'll get commit. And what should we do? How should we do this? We will say initial front end commit, initial front end build system. Okay, so I have about a half an hour left. I wonder if I can get the Docker stuff set up. I may or may not. I might come back and do the Docker stuff tomorrow. It doesn't look like I'm getting much stuff. So since this is, how would you say, since this is being recorded, there is really no point in continuing on. Alright, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it now. It's been a lot of fun. Just got the first one done. Now we have a front end for this. I'll come on probably tomorrow, and we will do the back end and just see how that's going. The back end should be fun. It's going to be all set up in a Docker box. And we'll bring in a Postgres database for the back end. We'll do the whole Docker Compose and YAMLs and all the fun stuff. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, that's all I got. This should be loaded up to YouTube. So we'll see what's going on with that. Have a good one, and I will talk to you later.